Hey friends, welcome to the 9th episode of the Sunday Knitting Society podcast. My name is Chelsea and I am a knitter in Oklahoma City. If you are new here, welcome. And if you are a returner, welcome back. I am feeling so much better this week, which is great. I'm still having some congestion and talking kind of makes me cough a little bit. Also, this ear refuses to pop. So that's frustrating. But other than that, I feel much better this week. So thanks for all your nice comments last week. This is probably going to be a little bit of a shorter episode today just because I don't have that much to talk about, I don't feel. Who knows? I tend to get rambly with yarn. So anyway, so my family is in town this weekend. My parents are staying with me, but they agreed to go buy their groceries right now and do their errands so that I didn't have an audience while recording this, which is ironic because it goes out to people, but it still feels weird recording when people can hear you recording. So they're out doing some errands. We had a really fun morning. We went to the OKC holiday pop-ups, which I've talked about before, but they are a little set of shops that rotate every weekend through December, and you can buy all kinds of goodies there. So we went and perused. I got a really good hot chocolate there. It was like a gingerbread hot chocolate, but with chili, and it was spicy. It was perfect. It was absolutely perfect. And then we did some more holiday shopping, got some lunch, and now I'm back home. They're out shopping. So, and then tonight, we are going to, well, I guess I'll start. Yesterday, I took my family to this event. I think it's rotating. So it's in lots of different cities, but it's called Immersive Van Gogh. And so you basically go stand in this giant room and they have Van Gogh paintings projected all over the walls and the floor, and it has music behind it. It's like a 30-minute presentation, and so you get to stand and watch. It was really fun. I was kind of thinking no one in my family's gonna care about this, but I'm gonna buy tickets and make them come, and I'm gonna force culture upon them. And I ended up having to leave early for something, but I found out later they all stayed and they really enjoyed it. So that was kind of fun. But I had to leave early because I had tickets to see the Nutcracker with the OKC Ballet. It's kind of ridiculous that I scheduled both of these on the same day, an hour apart. I don't know what I was thinking, but it was really fun. The OKC Ballet did a fantastic job this year. I think they got new costumes and choreography this year, and it looked it was good. It was funny and heartwarming and just a real treat. And so I got to go see that with my friend Jennifer. But yeah, that was really fun. And then tonight we're doing something with the OKC Ballet called Nutcracker Tea. And so my mom, my sister, and I, and my 4-year-old niece Charlotte are gonna go, and they get to drink cocoa and eat snacks and do crafts and meet the ballet dancers, and there's a little performance that gets put on for them. And so I think she's gonna have a blast. She's been asking my sister about it nonstop. So I think it'll be really fun. We're all gonna get dressed up and go and do that this evening, so it'll be super fun. But let's go back to knitting. So what I'm wearing, so this is the Felix sweater by Amy Christoffers. I think that's right. And I knit this out of Lopi. So this is out of Let Lopi. I'm wearing a full long sleeve layer under this, and it's still a little itchy. I'm actually surprised that I can wear this. And I feel like it is a testament to how our sensitivity with yarn changes over time. Because when I was still a really new knitter, I was on a budget and I was looking on, I think it was the Tolt yarn website, and they had balls of Lopi for $8. and that was like so inexpensive to me at the time, and so I was like, heck yes. So I bought a couple balls of it thinking I would make like a hat, and it arrived and I hated this yarn at first. Like, I swear when I was knitting and it like rubbed over my finger, I got a rash on my finger from it. A hat was a bad project. I actually made the hat and then I put it on and was like, get it off, get it off. This cannot touch my forehead. Like, this was a bad decision for hat yarn. And I refused to touch Lopi for years after that. I was like, this is the worst yarn in the world. But thankfully something, I don't know what it was. Oh, so when you buy from Tolt, from like buy on yarn from them, they send a little sample of yarn. And so they just wind it on a little card and write what it is. I love that. And so they had sent me some, and I remember feeling it, thinking, oh, this is nice. This is really soft. And I looked at the label and it was Let Lopi. I was kind of like, oh, maybe this is nice. Okay. So I bought some and I knit this sweater. And as I was knitting it, I was like, this is actually, it's very soft. Now it's still itchy. It is a very itchy yarn. But I think the second time I used it, I was able to appreciate how soft it is, which was nice. And I actually can wear this. Now, it has to be cold outside. This sweater would be unbearable in heat. But if it's cold and I have a layer on underneath, it's really nice. I'll show you the full thing. So it's a little bit cropped. And it's a knit at a pretty loose gauge, which you can see. So it's not, like, if I had to knit this at a much tighter gauge, I think I'd probably find it itchier. But at the gauge I knitted at, I think it worked really well. So that's what I'm wearing. I have a few FOs. So actually the first FO I don't have anymore because I already gave it away. So I will put a picture up here. I don't have great pictures because I really wanted to get this to the recipient, and so I didn't ever have daylight to take a picture of it because I finished it at night, and then it was for a coworker's grandbaby, and so I took it to work before the sun came up, so that was annoying. But so they're not the best pictures in the world, but it is so tiny, and it was from the new Mini Pom book. It is the Take Heart hat, I believe is what it's called. It was awesome, and it's such a sweet hat, but I knit the entire thing while watching horrible documentaries. I think that's kind of ironic. I watched The Texas Killing Fields and Sins of Our Mother, which are both very disturbing, wonderful, but very disturbing documentaries, and I knit the entire hat while watching those two documentaries. So it's kind of funny. But she has already given it to her daughter and the grandbaby, and it fits perfectly, so that's exciting. So that was my first one. I knit that out of some old Hypothesis DK that I had in my stash, which turned out perfect for this project. It was like incredibly soft, perfect pale pink. I even put a little bitty pom-pom on top. So it was really sweet. But I don't know if I showed this. I think this one was still wet. So this is my other FO. Yeah, I did finish this last time. So this is the Inside Out hat by Purl Soho. It's knit out of Lovebird, I think, which is like a chunky kind of hand spun-esque yarn. So this is for my littlest niece. And then, get ready for it, I finished the older niece's hat this week, and I am pumped about it. Oh my gosh. Is this not like the wildest hat ever? I love it so much. So I used Posy by Purl Soho and held double, and I did the classic cuffed hat. So I chose to go ahead and tack down the cuff because I didn't want her to be fighting with a rolled cuff. But I tried to do it so it kind of looked like it was folded on itself, like folded outward like a cuff. And then I used silver sequin yarn that Kelly sent me very sweetly. with the pink, and then this bright blue pom-pom. And I did the yarn buller pom-pom, so it's got this little foam disc, so it stays perfectly in place and you don't have to worry about your pom-pom flapping. But yeah, so I think these are really cute. Technically this does fit my head. I'm not gonna try it. I'm gonna mess my hair up. It does not, it fits my head very tightly. So I think it will fit my niece. It might be a little big on her, but I think she'll grow into it. But I'm excited about these. And that's it for FOs. That's all I have. I think I have one whip, and that's it. I pretty much did not, I have two whips. I did not work on much this week, so I finished those hats, and then I had a few things this week that kind of took up my evening time, which is primarily when I knit, and so I didn't really get a whole lot of knitting time in the evenings this week. But, and I think I said last time I was like determined to finish my half and half wrap. That didn't happen. I did barely knit on that thing, but what I knit on instead was my Sophie shawl. Just tangled. Okay, so I am over halfway. I've started my decreases, so this is the point where they start decreasing. So I've done like 1.5 inches after the decreases. So I am loving this. Just gonna like put it on and pretend like it's done. This is so, oh, look at that. And like doubled, it's gonna be, oh, it's delightful. So I'm knitting this out of Moondrake Yarns. So this is her BFL Silk. I think it's her silk and green. Yeah, BFL Silk. So it's Blue Face Luster and Mulberry Silk. That's the Lichen colorway. And then her Fua Fua, which is 70% brushed cashmere and 30% superwash merino. This is a delight. This is so nice. And these two together, like I'm over halfway done, and I just have like a nubbin of the Fua Fua left, and then a little bit more of the BFL silk. And so, but it's like, first of all, I love the color. I think I've said this before. This just reminds me of my grandma, Louie. This just, every time I see pea green, I think of her and her little pea green Volkswagen Bug. Even though I don't think I think by the time I was old enough to remember that bug, it had been sold. So, this is like light as a feather. It's so nice, but it's warm and squishy, and it's just, it goes so fast because you're making a change like every few rows. And so it's just easy to like get a few repeats in the morning before work, or like sit and do a few repeats while I watch TV in the evening. And so that's just, it's nice. But I have one other whip, and I'm like, this Lopi sheds. So, and it's like, you can tell that the staple length is very long because I'm seeing like pieces this long stick out from the sweater. Oh yeah. Okay, so the other one is an advent calendar. I think I'm fine to go ahead and show this. It's the Woolens and Nash sock advent calendar because I'm actually behind today. So today is the 17th and I have knit up to the 16th, but I think I'm going to start doing my heel probably like this evening or tomorrow, and then try to catch up with my stripes after that. Because I'm gonna do, I like the like heel flap and gusset type of heel. That's just my happy place for heels. So I think that's what I'm gonna do. So if you don't want to see this, look away. But I'm also, by the time this goes up, it'll be the 18th. So I'm already 2 days behind. Oops, just showed it. So this is what I have so far. And I am pleasantly surprised with this because last year it was a 12 stripe repeat. And I'm on 16 and we're still getting new fresh stripes. And that makes me very excited. So yeah, I think I'm at like 6 inches now. So I'm obviously doing cuff down. Oh my gosh, I love this so much. Are these not like the happiest socks? Oh, I love it. It honestly makes me happy every time I look at these. So thank you, Michelle, for making these amazing socks, or this amazing yarn. So anyway, so yeah, I'm gonna do my heel flap and gusset, and then in this plum yarn, and then pick up the stripes after that. So I am gonna try my darndest to be done with these by Christmas. I'm very excited about that. Then I'll have some new Christmas socks to wear. I don't remember if I said this last week, but I force my family to wear matching pajamas every year for Christmas. and by force, I mean I buy them, and I sometimes let them pick I give them options and let them pick which style. Sometimes I don't. Sometimes I just pick for them. But this year I let everybody weigh in on which ones they wanted. And so I bought the ones that they wanted, and they're horrible. They're terrible. I don't like micro fleece. I just texturally, it like catches every bit of dead skin. It just feels awful to me. And the pants are micro fleece. They're white plaid micro fleece. But we got just regular t-shirt tops, so at least that part will be nice. And I think that says like joyful on it. So those will be fun. But the pants are gonna be pretty awful. So if I have some cute socks to wear with my horrible matching Christmas pants, I'll be okay. So anyway, lesson learned. Next year I pick out the pants. Okay, so this I forgot to show last time, and I'm kind of slightly annoyed I forgot to show it, but also happy that I have it to show this week since I don't have as much. But I got like an overwhelming desire a couple weeks ago to spin yarn, which I haven't really spun since for 6 months. In fact, I had to like clean off my spinner because it had collected so much dust. And so I had to like clean everything before I started using it. And actually, I don't remember what all the parts are called, but the like cotton yarn, is it the brake band? I don't know. It's the part that adjusts your tension. I'd forgotten to loosen that before I stopped. Like when I stopped spinning forever ago, I just left it as is. And so it disintegrated. And so when I started spinning yarn again, I was like, why is it not pulling my fiber? It's not pulling anything. Well, it wasn't, because the brake band had, I think that's what it's called, had broken. So I had to fix that, but now it works. So I have amassed quite the collection of fiber because I'm in 2 fiber clubs, and every time I think I need to just pause this fiber club, they send me something that's gorgeous. And I'm just not. So I'm actually debating taking the entire month of January and only spinning for the whole month of January and just see how much I can get through in January. We'll see. I don't think I can actually do that. I don't think I can go a whole month without knitting, but this was fun. So I spun up an entire batch of fiber, I don't know what it's called, bag of fiber, and it's 4 ounces. And this was a Falkland Merino by Hello Yarn, and the color was Double Toil and Trouble. I love this so much. It's just so pretty. Get my face out of the way, maybe it'll focus. Isn't that pretty? So this is probably like a worsted weight. Maybe at some points it's DK. But I don't know terms for what I did, but I took my fiber and split it in half lengthwise, and then just spun one complete ply, did the exact same with the other one, and then plied them together. That's all I did. I know there's a lot more technical ways to do that. There's a lot more nuance to this, but I didn't want to get like stuck in the weeds and then not spin because I felt like I didn't know what I was doing. And so I'm very much a hands-on learner. And so I figure if I just start doing it, I'll make mistakes. That's fine. I have enough fiber at this point. If I screw something up, it's not the end of the world. I can move on from that. But I will learn what not to do as I go. And as long as the end product is something I like, who cares? You know, if I ever get to the point, and I'm sure I will, where I want to do like more specific types of spinning projects where I want a specific product at the end, I will start looking into the details and like nuances of it. When I first started spinning, I signed up for the School of Sweet Georgia, which I highly recommend. So it is, I think it's like $20 a month, but you get like unlimited access to their video library, and they have a whole series on like beginner knitting or beginner spinning, which is really nice. So they talk about everything from like all the components of a wheel to how do you prepare your fiber, what kind of fibers do you want to start with, how do you do like a basic spin, all those different kind of things, which obviously I've forgotten some of it, but I think the basics I've remembered. And then they also get down into like color theory and different types of spins. And then they also have things like weaving, and I think they maybe have some dyeing, and they have drop spindle spinning and all kinds of stuff. And then they also break down like the difference between like traditional wheels and e-spinners and that kind of stuff. So I found it to be a very useful resource, and I'll probably at some point in the future reactivate my subscription so that I can kind of learn some more of the nuances. But for now, I'm happy just to do the basic 2-ply. So I think I know what this is going to be, but I'm not entirely sure yet, so we'll see. I think for what I wanted to make, I was going to need an extra skein, so I actually went on their website on Hello Yarn and got very lucky because they actually had that I could still buy this. So I did order another bag of fiber just so I'll have enough for what I'm thinking I want to make with it. So, yay, it's very exciting. Excuse me. That is all of the projects I have at this point. I have one package that literally arrived like 30 minutes ago. And then I have a few other advents. So it is definitely going to be a shorter episode today, but that's okay. I'll be back maybe on Christmas. We'll see. I might have a Saturday episode. So when I knit my friend's, or my coworker's granddaughter's hat, I knew I wanted to make something for her grandson, who I believe he is 3, he might be 4. And I think I talked about this last time, so I'm the oldest child, and so I always feel an impulse whenever I knit something for the baby. I always want to knit something for the older kid too, because I don't want them to feel left out or less important. So when I was rummaging through my stash to find the right yarn for this baby hat, I was also kind of looking for a hat that would be appropriate for like a 3 or 4-year-old boy for this. And I know this will seem kind of ironic, but I couldn't find what I was looking for in my stash. I have a lot of pinks, I have a lot of sweater quantities, I have a lot of rustic yarn, but I really didn't feel like I had something that was like soft enough for a kid, but also kind of like a color that a little boy would like. So I actually took an opportunity to order some yarn. And I'm feeling this now, and I'm very happy with this yarn. I've never used it before. I've never used this brand, I don't believe, and I've never used this specific yarn, but I got some Sandus Garn in the Smart style, so it's superwash merino. Yeah, I think that's right. Does it say on here? I think it's superwash merino. But this is actually very soft. What color did I get? Green, 8264. That's what I got. So I ordered this from Ritual Dyes. I got a couple of them because I think they're like, I refuse to get my readers on, guys. I refuse to put on my readers. Oh man, how many yards is this? Tell me. 50 grams is 100 meters. So I don't remember. That's like 100 and something yards. But I knew it probably wouldn't have been enough for a whole, like a kid's hat. So I got two. This is nice. Like it's definitely, I mean, it's not cashmere. Like it's not insanely soft, but this is definitely next to skin soft. And this is definitely appropriate for a kid hat. Like I could easily wear this on my forehead and not be itchy at all. So yay. So I'll make another one of those little hats and try to have this done by Christmas. These don't take long. Now the kid size may take me 2 days instead of 1. And I did do pretty substantial ribbing on the first one, which I love. But that won't take too long. Like I could probably do the ribbing one night and do all the cables another night. So they're not hard cables by any means. I found them very simple. You probably could do all of the cable. If you're a loose knitter, I feel like you could probably do the cables without a cable needle. I'm a fairly tight cabler. And so I think if I tried to, I'm a very tight cable knitter. I don't know why cables make me knit so tight, but they do. So I don't think I would be able to, I don't think I'd ever be able to knit without a cable needle. That just makes me way too nervous. So, and then I have an affliction when I buy yarn. I can't just buy one thing. I'm always like, if I'm gonna have to pay shipping, I might as well get more and pay shipping on things. So I end up buying stuff I don't need. But this was just very intriguing and fun. So this is, I'm going to probably mispronounce this and I'm really sorry. This is, I think it's a Japanese brand called Iroro. That. So it's wool, it's 20-gram ball, and I got 5 of them. Let's see if I can hold them all up. So I just kind of thought I could probably make like some kind of colorwork mitten out of these. So these are the colors I got. There we go. You can there we go. I just thought these were cute. I think it's fingering weight. I think I have 100 grams. Shoot, I can make socks out of this. I don't know what I'm gonna do. I'm probably gonna make mittens. I'll probably find dropping. It's like it's not a podcast episode if I don't drop yarn. Oh, jeez, 2 times. Okay, I'm gonna put these down. I think I'm gonna see if I can find like a Norwegian mitten pattern or Fair Isle mitten pattern and do like those untraditional colors and just see if I can make something kind of funky and fun. But that, I did buy more yarn. It's just not here yet. Story of my life. So the rest are Advents. And I will be honest, I stopped organizing the order that they're in. So part of it is that when my parents come to town, they stay in this guest room, which is where all my yarn is. And usually what I like to do when I open Advents is like put them all in order, like from when I open them. But I had to move stuff off the bed, which is where I had all of them, and move them over onto the dresser over there. And so I just kind of scooped them up and put them. And neither of these, I don't think either of these Advent calendars are fades. And so it's not easy to put them back in order. So I have absolutely no idea what order they're in. Oh, sorry. One of my neighbors has an exceptionally fluffy dog. Oh, it's so cute. I love dogs. My dogs are psychos. Like one of my, Linus, this is not very nice, but he's the fat, stupid dog. Very sweet, but missing a few brain cells, and really likes food, and he's on a diet and he's not happy about that. But he also has really bad anxiety. And when it's either like when he's scared, he gets anxious, or when he's just really happy, he gets anxious. And he loves my parents. And so when they're in my house, he is just overcome with happiness. And unfortunately, that manifests as him crying and whining nonstop. Like nonstop. It's obnoxious. And the only things that get him to be quiet are food and petting. And you can only pet a dog for so long. After a while, it's just annoying. So he's just in a great mood right now. My other dog, Lolly, she's the smart one. And she's also much more calm. And so I think she kind of picks up on the, like, everyone's annoyed at you, Linus, maybe go lay down. And so she'll just lay down and be calm, which is great. Anyway, I digress. So I'm going to show these Advents. I'm up to date on these Advents, but I'm a day behind from when you'll see this. So I should not be giving anything away. So the first one is The Farmer's Daughter. And I honestly have no idea which ones I've shown before and which ones I haven't. So I'm just going to kind of hold them up and let's see if I say that, but there's a few of them now. And I'm not sure I can, but that's Farmer's Daughter. So very much a purpley blue theme this year. So, which I'll be honest, like these aren't really my colors. I do like these. I love like navy and like orchid. Those are my thing. This is not my purple. It's pretty, and it is somebody's purple, obviously. Like people like these colors. They're just not really my colors. But that's kind of the risk you take anytime you get a mystery box or an advent calendar. Is you always run the risk that they may choose a color theme that's not your favorite. So I'm not mad about it. And I will use this yarn, but probably not real soon. We'll see. I have so many ideas for what to do with my Advents. Like I had an idea of doing a granny square for each Advent, like, and just keep going around with the different colors till I finish. And then once I get enough of those like giant granny squares, seam them all together and make a blanket. So I might do that. Then there's always the just the plain granny stripe blanket and just adding a new stripe for each mini skein, and that I might do too. We'll see. I don't know. I have lots of ideas. Okay, so the other one is, oh yeah, and I forgot to tell this. So the Farmer's Daughter Advent calendar comes with other goodies. So I just thought I'd show this one because I love it. I think it's really cool. And it kind of surprised me, I guess, like in a good way. So this is one of the things that came with it. So it is honey, and it had this little wrapped up thing in the box with it. And I kind of thought, oh, it's going to be like one of those little mini honey dippers or something. But no, it's a tiny little adorable spoon, like a little stone on the end. And I just think, like, how cute is that? And I've been drinking a ton of tea lately, so you can just scoop a little honey and like stir it in your tea. I think that's so cute. So anyway, that's the end of the Farmer's Daughter one. And yeah, the last one is the Stress Knits. I have absolutely no idea what order we're in. So I'm just gonna show clusters. Actually, I'm pretty sure I showed those before. Let's see, I did show these. Let me weed out the ones I know I've shown before. Actually, I don't remember, so I'm gonna show them all. I can't keep them straight. I just opened one today. Okay, so here we go. This is fun. This is just such a really fun collection of colors. Where was the one? I opened this one. I think it was this one, or maybe it was this one. So I open these in the morning when I first get up, and I get up really early, and so it's still dark outside. And when I first opened this one, I was like, oh, okay, cool, whatever. I couldn't really see the color. And then I saw it in daylight and it is gorgeous. So it's a little hard to capture, I feel like, but it's like this pale lavender and it's so pretty. I really like it. And then there was another one, I think this is one I opened today. I just think that's really pretty. And then there's some of my other favorites. I really like this one. There's another one that's like a favorite in here. Well, you can kind of tell I like a certain color theme. But yeah, I just think, and these are really similar, but one is darker than the other. And this one has like a little bit more red in it, I feel like, or maybe a little more orange. But yeah, this is a really, really pretty set. I don't know what I'm gonna make with that yet. Again, I may still do the same kind of granny stripe or granny square. I don't know what I'm gonna make with it. I finished the Qing Fiber one. I think I had one day left to show, but I don't feel like it's all the way over there and I don't feel like getting up to get it. But I saw a glimpse of the pattern that's associated with it that was actually made by Andrea Mowry. And I guess I didn't read the email that they sent me that went along with the advent calendar that gave you a coupon code for it. And I'm glad I remembered that there was an email because otherwise I would have just bought it. But it's a cowl pattern. It's like an infinity cowl and you knit it as a tube and then you seam the ends together, but you like twist it first. And it fades through the whole advent calendar and it's so pretty. Like it fades so seamlessly and gorgeous. And so I'm definitely making that with my Qing Fiber this year. I just need to wind it up and do it. But yeah, that is all I have for knitting and acquisitions and other goodies. I'm still doing my Betwixt Smiths project or sweater. And again, if you guys, I guess I haven't really talked about this in a while, but if you guys want to knit along with me, I'm gonna do a very, very informal Betwixt Smiths knit along. Like there's no prizes, there's no rules. Just knit something in the week between Christmas and New Year's. I usually do a sweater. I typically cast it on Christmas Eve, and then see if I can finish it by New Year's Day. And so I usually go with like a DK or heavier weight. Oh man, I haven't folded my sweater and put it back yet, but I knit one a few years ago that's like, I think I showed it. It was the Amelia and Philomene. It was a Calliope sweater. So I did that. Sorry, I slept on my neck weird, and like when I turn it certain directions, it really doesn't feel great. So I kind of thought, where'd it go? Here it is. So I thought about doing the Gartergan with the Sunday morning DK, and this is the Wildwood color. This is on the Ecru base, I believe. So I thought about doing the Gartergan, but then I started thinking, I've got all of this worsted twist from Pearl Soho, and this is the Reed Gray colorway, which I think is really pretty. And this is more of like a heavy worsted. And I made the Dartmoor sweater by Kadri. I tested it and I really like it. And I kept telling myself I was going to make another one. And I think I could do it. I think I would, so I knit, because I was trying to make gauge for the pattern for the test, I went down a needle size and it made the final garment a little bit snugger than I wanted it. I still like it. Like it's a very nice sweater, sweater sweatshirt-y thing. But I think if I were to do it again, I would go up to the recommended needle and it would just be a little bit more oversized because I wouldn't quite meet gauge. That does get a little tricky with the construction because it's a drop shoulder, and so you have to knit your panels the right length. but then you also have to have enough rows to be able to pick up the appropriate number of stitches. So that could be a little, that's why I don't love drop shoulders. That's why I like a raglan. I could also make a Felix, I could make a Felix cardigan in this. That would be really nice, actually. It would be a little heavier. I like the idea of doing a cardigan because I've actually never made a cardigan. And I think the Felix cardigan would be a good starting point because it is a looser gauge. The only thing again I question is if this is maybe a little too heavy to make that out of, because this is a little bit more substantial yarn. Sorry guys. I don't know, give me your thoughts, what you think I should make. So I'm kind of waffling between these two. So they're different gauges, obviously. This is DK, this is more of like a heavy worsted light Aran kind of thing. So we'll see. I need to make a decision soon because we are a week away from when this starts. It's kind of scary. I'll give some thought to it today and I'll make a decision. I need to do that. Maybe tomorrow. Maybe I'll decide tomorrow. I'll have more time to kind of rifle through Ravelry and make a choice. So I'll go ahead and like get my pattern ready, swatch for it, wind up all my yarn, or at least one ball, and get going. Ooh, also, so I showed it last week, I think, my new project bag from Fat Squirrel Fiber, which was the pink one with the Christmas tree limbs and the ornaments on it. And she posted on Instagram, I don't know if they still have, I don't know if she still has any, they're probably sold out at this point. But she's redoing her library bags, which I'm very excited about. That's actually why I started following her in the first place, was because I saw one of those bags and I thought they were so cool. And I really wanted one, and I kind of had given up hope that she would ever make them again. And then she posted that she was going to make them, and she did say if they sell out really quick, she'd do a pre-order in January for them. But I snagged one, so it's on its way to me. I think it's going to be here next week, which is very exciting. I actually bought a lot of stuff that's going to be here either today or next week, which is really cool. And another shout out, sorry, I'm getting very chatty. So a lot of people have heard of the brand Not Perfect Linen. They're a dresswear, homeware maker, homeware maker company in Lithuania, and they make things out of linen. And I've ordered a few dresses from them before, and what I really like, so they actually technically don't sell my size. They sell just a few inches shy of my size, but they have an option where if you want a different size, you can just leave your measurements in the comment box and they will make a custom dress for you, or custom skirt or custom pants. And they're not cheap, but they are kind of like heirloom pieces, honestly. And so like I have 3 dresses from them now, and I do wear them pretty frequently. One of my previous dresses I got from them, I don't know if I'm not supposed to dry it. I don't know, but the armpit has a little snug, and so it's just not the most comfortable in that way. But I think so this time when I ordered it, I asked them to make those armholes a little bigger. But they'll even let you like modify the neckline. So say it's a crew neckline and you want a V-neck, you can modify that. I think somebody I saw had actually like modified a dress to make it a wrap dress, which I think is just, I think it's so cool that they let you do all that and that they don't charge you extra for those modifications. Like they aren't charging me extra for asking for dresses that are bigger than their listed size, which I think is really cool. But I ordered it like a week ago, and they kind of messaged back and forth with me to make sure that they had the measurements correct and make sure that I was getting what I asked for. It's already shipped. Like they said on their website, I think it's like a 6-week turnaround, which is completely reasonable. And so I probably ordered them 2 weeks ago, thinking I would get them in January. And I was fully okay with that. And then, yeah, I got a shipping notification. They sent it DHL. It's already in Cincinnati. Like, the DHL is amazing. But I'm also just really impressed with this company for, like, they're going to be here on Tuesday. So I'm getting new dresses in time for Christmas, and I'm very excited about it. And I'm just very, very impressed with their customer service and with how fast they turn those products around. So that's, and they're very high quality. I've been, aside, other than that one fit issue, I've been very happy with every product I get from them. Again, they are a little bit pricey, but these are dresses that will like last for years. And they're big on kind of getting away from the fast fashion industry and being more slow fashion, more intentional fashion. And yeah, so I like what they stand for. I like this business. I'm really excited to get these dresses. So maybe I'll wear it for my next podcast. But yeah, I think that's about it. So what time is it? Let's see. My parents are probably like, when is she going to be done with this thing? So yeah, I will see you guys next week. Trying to think how I want to do it. I may post early next week because I don't really want to post a video on Christmas. That feels kind of weird. So I will probably post it, let's say on Saturday. If you follow me on Instagram, I am Sunday Knitting Society on Instagram. I will try to like kind of keep you guys in the loop for when I'm planning on putting a video up. But I think it would be kind of fun to like start my project. Well, maybe if I record it Saturday morning and post it Saturday evening. I don't know if that'll work. I don't know. Well, I'll figure it out. But I will hopefully have a decision on what I'm knitting by then. But kind of like, maybe we'll do that as like the start of the knit along. That'll be like, okay, it's going up on Saturday. I don't know when I'm recording it. I'll figure that out. We're also supposed to get a freezing cold snap, which I am here for. Now we're not northern, so our freezing cold snaps are not that bad, but we're getting down to -1, which is really cold for here. So I'm here for it. I got all the sweaters and the knit socks and blankets and whatnot. I am happy about it. But I know not everybody is. So anyway, so I will see you guys back here on Saturday, the Christmas Eve, and I hope you guys have a great week. I hope you are pacing yourself with your gift knits and not stressing out about them. I hope that if you aren't going to finish them in time, you have understanding relatives who are willing to take IOUs, and I hope that all of your recipients are knitworthy and will appreciate their gifts. And if you're not knitting for anybody, good for you. Enjoy your selfish knitting, because it's not really selfish. It's your skill. You should be able to do and make things for yourself. That's just normal. Anyway, I'm rambling. I will see you guys next week. Have a great week. Bye.